Okay, hello and welcome to episode 10 of Talking Shit with the Beastkid. This episode is brought to you by Beast Fight Club. Search Beast Fight Club and give John a call or a text message. He will answer any questions you have in regards to your martial arts inquiries. Elite Fight Nutrition. Search Elite Fight Nutrition and give Sarah a message. She can help you out with your diet, whether it be lifestyle or if you're a fighter. Sarah's your girl. Warner Building and Constructions. Search Warner Building and Constructions. Give Chris a call. He'll help you out. And Flow Phonics for the best wireless earbuds on the market. Search Flow Phonics and use code word Beastkid for 10% off. With me, I have Scott Brouwer. Am I saying that right? Brouwer. The Victorian boxing board member. Am I saying that right?
That's correct.
Yep, beautiful. And some guy we found off the street, Johnny B, I think your name is it? Yes, Johnny Bowman. So in this episode, we're going to do a quick recap of Warriors Way 34, I think it was. Warriors Way 34 is.
It's been going on for a long time.
A long time, yeah. Quickly we had first fight was a K1 fight between Richard Dinker versus Graham King. Can you remember much from it?
These kids were both, I shouldn't call them kids, right? It's a bit insulting to them. These guys were both having early in their careers. This one was K1 rules. Reasonably good fight. Went the distance, and all the judges were consistent in their scoring on that one, and they all scored at 29-27 for the red corner, I think it was, which was Richard.
Well done, Richard. What do we think about having K1 fights on Muay Thai shows? Is it like it doesn't matter, or does it need to be all Muay Thai? Is it a good thing?
I think it's probably a good thing in the sense that people get to experience different styles and get to have a look at things. And they go, oh, okay, I wonder what the go was there, and it kind of progressed well the other night. They went from K1 to Mod Thai to Full Thai, and that kind of went K1. So there's no elbows in K1. There's no grappling in K1. So it's but you do have knees. So it's kind of like kickboxing with knees is probably the best way to sum it up.
I think the people that fight K1 on Muay Thai shows are using K1 as a warm-up process to a Muay Thai fight. And I think it's not... Because K1 doesn't have a massive presence in the Melbourne or Australian fight scene, really, I feel like it downgrades it a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting because a few years ago there was very little Muay Thai.
Yep.
Heaps of K1. K1 was so popular. It was everywhere, and people going, kickboxing's dead. It's all K1. And then it really in the last few years, Muay Thai's has taken over.
Melbourne's blown up, even to the point. Remember, Israel Adesanya started doing a Y crew in his Australian fight with Anderson Silva because he knew that Melbourne's the Muay Thai. You know what I mean? That was awesome. I got goosebumps when I saw that.
And things like the Y crew and stuff add a whole different dimension to the Muay Thai. And I think even the other night there was during one of the rounds the music stopped. Yep. And it was like, this is wrong.
The fight should stop.
This is wrong. Like it just doesn't happen. And yet in other styles, you can have a K1 fight, you don't have the music. Yep. But when you're watching a Muay Thai fight, the music stops. It's like
surrounded by that.
Oh, hang on, what's going on? This doesn't feel right. But,
right. The next fight 2, we had Braden Sam. I think I'm saying that right. Braden Sam versus Wei Hei Chong.
Who actually, I think he doesn't. That's his proper name. So we have their proper names on our sheet. So
Derek. His real name's Derek.
So he goes as Derek. So no offense to Derek there, mate. And Derek actually won that one. That one, it was a majority points to Derek. That was a Mod Thai fight. They both went at it really hard. It was probably a bit of a tough one to score because they're a little bit messy in their technique. But it was a good fight.
It is always hard to score. I would imagine. I would imagine it'd be hard to score Mod Thai fights if they're just grabbing on and holding on, because you can enter the clinch without worrying about getting elbowed in Mod Thai. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So you've got that sort of that small space to just sort of lead with your head and grab on. You know what I mean? And then you're safe, and then they're just going mental for... That's probably one of the reasons why we don't really fight Mod Thai anymore, because we kind of got sick of that.
As you know, Indy, I'm not that keen on the Mod Thai.
Yeah.
None of our boys fight Mod Thai.
Yeah.
I think it even frustrated Ethan Shep when he would try and get us on his show for Muay Thai, and I wouldn't do it. I just think that if you're teaching to grapple properly or effectively, you should be able to defend an elbow.
In a way, it's not even... I believe it doesn't prep you well for Muay Thai, I think. I think heaps of Muay Thai fights are designed to prep you for Muay Thai, but I truly believe it doesn't prep you well for Muay Thai. If you get used to fighting Muay Thai, and then it doesn't matter how many... I think, how many fighters have we had that have just gone straight to Muay Thai? Pretty much all of them, nearly.
All of them, yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Even Kate Van Staveren, she had her first full Thai fight.
Yep.
She was shitting herself, but she
still
went
did.
from K1 straight through to full Thai on Roots, I believe.
I'm pretty sure I went straight to full Thai after kickboxing, and Baz went straight to full Thai.
Second fight, I believe, was full Thai.
Full Thai,
So,
yeah. What do you think about that, Scott? Do you think...
Oh, look, I think it's each their own. It's, From the way you're describing it, it makes sense to kind of go from K1 to full Thai rather than have the Muay Thai.
Yep.
But from our point of view, it's good to have that as an option. If people don't want to fight with elbows, but they do want to grapple, then Muay Thai is sort of a logical place for them to be able to compete.
Yeah, cool.
And it does. It's still on a full Thai show. It gives them a really good opportunity to show that this is how we grapple. This is what we're into.
Yeah.
So it kind of works on shows like it did the other night.
The frustration was for me was back in the Mitch Smyberg days. I don't know whether you remember Mitch, but Mitch was a little fighter that always fought well underweight. He was fully clothed and
well
had
underweight
weigh-ins and stuff like that. And we'd like to fight with him, but they just lock on, which is the rules. So I'm not upset about that, but it was frustrating because they weren't really fighting. It was just grabbing on and kneeing, which is, for some gyms that also works, which is really good. But for fighting, we do it for a love. We love it, you know. And
to lose that way is disheartening.
Well, it is. It feels like, well, you're not even doing anything.
Yeah.
But you're just learning to lock on, which is they're right. They're right, and that's why they beat us.
Yeah.
So,
it's frustrating. Moving on, fight 3, Vin Lee versus David Bargy, is it? Bargy? I think I remember this one. Vin Lee was quite...
Ripper fight, mate.
Yeah, ripper fight.
Not much experience either, I don't think, either them boys.
Yeah. Showed a lot of composure for,
very good
for fight
set.
3, yeah.
Very good
I think that was awesome.
And that was a unanimous points to David in the end, wasn't it? And Andy Colgrove, I mean, good trainer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who. I can't remember now who trained.
I think it was
Lee,
Joanne La. I think
you're right.
trains him. Yeah.
That's right. It's and often you can pick, and you obviously do the same thing, Bowie, with fighters. You can often pick by their trainer, what they're going to be like. You look at the trainers and go, okay, they're going to fight like that because that's how that gym turns everybody out. And someone like Andy always turns out good. Andy Colgrove generally turns out good fighters. You know you're going to be in for a tough fight. I think if you're fighting one of his boys.
I think that's one of the things we're renowned for too. We might not sit there and bounce up and down to the Thai music, but we'll punch in the face as hard as we can, sort of.
And same rules.
Yeah.
Hanging on that, Indy. A lot of people say, we don't study Muay Thai, but Muay Thai is very passionate to us. And I always bring up Ramon Decker. He didn't do much head wobbling.
But he knocked out a few times.
But
sure.
It's one of those things that I believe if you're fighting within the rules, I don't understand why you have to fight a certain way. And like you said, mate, fight styles make fights, I reckon. So.
Yeah, for sure.
In one of those things that over time, particularly in Victoria, people said, you guys aren't really pushing the traditional Thai way of fighting because you guys are trying to get the judges to make sure that they give a score for the first round. And, so it's a fight. You're there. You're fighting a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
You're not fighting a 4-round fight.
Yeah.
The first round's there to be scored. It's more of a feeling out. Blah blah. Well, it's not. If the guy's doing the work, he deserves to be getting the points for it.
Yeah,
for
sure.
And you guys fight to that scoring system because if it's no point winning the first round by a mile and going, oh no, we can't give it, it's got to be 10-10 because that was a fielding out round. You won the round, you win the round.
To be honest with you, I think, how much we appreciate and respect Alexi. I think that cost him a couple of fights.
Yeah, for sure.
He come a gutser because in those early rounds, I think on Warriors Way in one fight for that boy from New Zealand, he had a different mindset. He's like, I'm not waiting around here to beat Alexi. I need to
hit him hard
early. Need to hit him hard early. Need to know about it. And by the time the round 4 and 5 come, it was all about catch up for Alexi, and he'd already been damaged too much. And I reckon that's one he probably changed his career because he doesn't mess around now, does he?
Yeah.
Now he gets into it.
Yeah, he gets straight into it. That was one of the points I had written down for later. That on the rule set on the internet under the Victorian board does say that each round needs to be scored accordingly, either 10-10, 10-9 or 10-8 or 10-7. And what I sometimes question is whether some judges even watch the first two rounds and just score it 10-10 anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because there are times, and this is not to put you on the spot,
no, it's
but
fine.
there are times when the scores are so out of whack that's the only thing that can happen. You know what I mean? Is just sometimes they're not watching, or they've got a favourite gym that they like and they've gone the completely other way. But to score 2 rounds when 2 people are punching each other in the face and they get seriously injured, to score them 10-10, I think just ruins it for me.
There are very few 10-10 rounds that are scored now in Victoria. There used to be a lot more. Now, so I think the other night on Warriors Way, so there was 13 fights on that card. I think out of 13 fights, and most of them went the distance, I think there were 2 rounds that were scored equal. 2 drawn rounds out of that whole show. And there's 3 judges for each fight.
That's pretty good.
So there's very few drawn rounds because those rules now are pretty clear that you score each round on its merit. And you've got to try and find a winner. And there are criteria there for how you find a winner. And if there's nothing else, if you just can't split them and they're equal across all avenues, then okay, it's a 10-10 round. So on a night like that, amongst all those judges, there was only 2 rounds where they couldn't split them in some way, shape or form.
There was a fight where we fought a member from 8 Blades, Quantrian, on power play. And I think it was a draw. It was officially a draw. But I knocked him down in the second round and he got an 8 count. So to get that draw, he would have had to have dominated me in at least one of the rounds. Is that correct?
Well, a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight?
5-round fight.
5-round. So basically the knockdown, generally in a knockdown round, it's going to be 10-8. So if you knocked him down, it's probably going to be a 10-8 round in your favour. If it's impossible for him, he couldn't win that round. So if you knocked him down, the best he could have got in that round was 10-9. If he dominated the rest of the round, so before being knocked down and after being
knocked me down 3 times or 2 times or something.
But if he just dominated that round and you got one good shot in and knocked him down, you're still going to win that round. But it would be 10-9 in your favour. Nearly on almost every occasion, not every, but almost every occasion, that's going to be a 10-8 round in your favour. So that means for that fight to have been a draw, there must have been at least another couple of rounds where he had to win 2 rounds just to get back to square.
He had to win 2 rounds.
He had to win 2 rounds 10-9 to get back to square from there.
We just couldn't see it. We watched that fight a lot. And we just couldn't see it. But
I suppose it's hard for them on the night to win.
You
know what I mean? The actual judge.
There's a lot going on.
Look, to be honest, it shouldn't be hard for them on the night. And I'm here to defend the judges, and I'll defend them on all occasions. But that's their job. Their job is there to score the fight. Everyone's got their role to play on fight night. On Warriors Way, Indigo's job was to fight. John's job was to get him ready to and prepared and mentally and look after him while he's in there and do the right thing by him. The judge's job is to judge that fight, judge each of those rounds on its merit. And the importance is that they're impacting all the work. So the fighters put a lot of work, and the judges put a lot of work into it, but the fighters put the most of the work in. It's all about the fighters. So if the fighters are getting poor decisions because of the judges, well, there's nothing worse than that, because you're putting all the work in the gym and
not getting rewarded for it.
Putting your body on the line to have somebody with a pen stuff it up for you. That's really hurtful.
Let me run through these fights because I need to get some other questions out.
I keep talking.
No, it's good. 5-3, 5-4. We had Andrew Nguyen versus Brandon Rosario. I can't remember that fight. I think I was out the back starting to get nervous. Did you?
Rosario won that with a stoppage, didn't he? I think it was a As I have to look at my notes, but it was a decent cut. So he had he walked into an elbow. So by that was the first fight I think we had
First full-time
elbows.
fight, yep.
So that and he walked into got caught with a really nice elbow, and doctor stopped that one.
That was actually a good stoppage because the cut wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But it was where it was.
Yeah.
And we were contemplating that out the back whether it should have been stopped or not.
Yeah.
And the doc, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
That
and
doc,
where that actual bleeding was going straight in the eye was pretty ordinary.
No good.
You know, so I thought that was a good stoppage there.
Well, Chris Barnes is a great doctor, and he doesn't stop them too quickly. So he gave him every opportunity. He actually got caught with 2 elbows. So I don't know whether, talking before about being able to defend elbows, he walked into a couple of big elbows and got cut, and they were almost on the same spot. So he had 2 cuts side by side, high on the forehead, and it just bled, profusely straight down into his eyes.
Yeah, right. Fight 5, Blade Gilbertson versus James Hackett.
That Blade dominated.
What a ripper boy, eh?
I don't think he's
had many fights either. He had a footy crowd behind him, I think.
Oh, that's great.
He did a good job.
That's great having a footy crowd.
He won that fight fairly clearly.
Yeah, he did. Buddy.
Yeah, he was just a bit too strong for Hackett.
But he's got some tricks. I reckon look out for him,
Yep.
Yeah, look out for him. He's looking real good.
Beautiful. Shout out to Blade Gilbertson. Fight 6, Richard Fatile versus Hector Vigor. This was the KO, wasn't it? The big right hand by Richard from
that's right. Yeah,
Cassignetti's gym.
That's right. That was, and the crowd was right into that fight.
Yeah.
So the local boy and
that was
the crowd
one of the big throw
from the west.
It's
an Ultimate special.
Yeah. It's like, I think if he'd a bit more experience, probably would have seen that one coming because it came from a long way away.
From down on the ground, I think.
I think maybe he ducked and came back up. It was that slow the shot, but it was a very big knockout.
Always good to get the KO. Fight 7, Emmanuel Fabry versus Timothy Davies. So Emmanuel's from O'Neill Ortega's gym, I can see. I think what O'Neill's done is pretty awesome. Going from pretty much full-time fighter to running his gym or running dominance. Yeah, I think that's... Remember I said a while ago there was a fighter that was fighting and holding pads full-time? That was O'Neill.
That's hard to stay switched on, I reckon.
Yeah. How do you stay driven with fighting whilst you're training other fighters? Did you see... Oh, you would have seen the fight for sure.
That was a reasonable fight. Again, he... Fabry was just had a little bit too much for Davies and just sort of outworked him round after round, and pretty clear win for him.
Timothy is that boy from Matt Ball's gym, with curly hair.
And,
that's it. Yeah, tall kid.
I looked at his preparation out the back. I don't know why Matt wasn't there, to be honest.
Matt was overseas.
I think you see a different fighter. I really enjoy that kid. I was saying here before he's even fight, I said watch out for him. I think Matt has done a terrific job with him. I think he was just missing that element of preparation prior. And that's nothing against the boys that were doing what they needed to do at the back, of course. But sometimes when your trainer's not there, it sort of felt like he was missing something at the start, just to get him up and around, because he is a passionate fighter. I don't think he's lost. I think that would have been his first loss.
I'm not sure.
And the way he's going about it and how he had to deal with it at the start of the fight, I think could have actually give us a different story at the end.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think you might have mentioned on one of your previous episodes, is that it's such a mental game.
Yeah.
The fight game.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Not having your trainer there.
I
think would definitely play with your head.
Your trainer knows the switches that turn you on, sort of thing, and when he's not there, when your trainer's not there, it definitely changes things for sure. Fight 8, Robert Wiley versus Troy Treadway. Treadway's see the man with big dreadlocks? Is that guy? Has he got dreadlocks?
Was it?
No?
It was split points, so it went to
Jason.
Might have been Wiley.
Jason Castro.
Castro, who
like a drug dealer name.
But Wiley, Wiley got the chocolates. Split points. It was a tough fight. I think it was close, but I think the decision was the right decision.
Yep, beautiful. We got fight 9, Sam Hyming versus Min Pham. Oh, Sam lost that fight.
Yeah, that was a really good fight.
Actually, I think this is one of the ones Mark came in the back.
He wasn't upset. He was
yelling and
upset
screaming.
He was upset about it.
Was.
Yeah. And that it was a hard. It would have been a hard fight to judge. They were both really, really competitive. There was not a lot between them from a technique point of view. So they were both both working really, really hard. Whoever lost was going to be disappointed.
Yep.
It could easily have gone the other way. There was that is one of the challenges with 3-round fights.
Yeah.
Someone
has to win.
Yeah, and you're going, well, you win the first round, because you win 2 rounds, you won the fight.
Yeah.
So you just scrape through the first, and then you might lose the second, and then you again scrape through the third.
Yeah.
You'll go, I should have won that fight.
Yeah.
But you just did enough. Either of them was, no one was going to be happy because it was such a close fight.
So you think the right decision?
Right decision.
Yeah.
I've seen the fight.
Yeah.
I thought right decision. I think that sometimes also Sam's wasn't meant to lose.
Yep.
And I think that Mark gets caught up on that sometimes.
Right.
As you know, I'm good friends with Mark, but it's hard pill to swallow. I've only just started to learn to take it myself the right way. I still get emotional about it, but Sam was meant to win that fight. Everyone knows that, and I think he got done.
Yeah.
I think he just sort of maybe just got pegged in line. I thought it was a good decision.
And that's so people bag the judges and stuff too for you're getting influenced by the crowd and blah blah. And that was the exact opposite. That was where the crowd was all for Sam.
Yeah,
but they were just focused on what was going on.
Well, we called it. Stewie and I both called it the other way to the decision that was made.
Yep.
And as you know, I can be wrong on a lot of occasions, and Stewie's pretty well right on these. And we both called the same.
Yeah.
So, and no disrespect to Sam.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That was a really good fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Fight 10. My boy. Corey Barrett versus Leo Nguyen. From what I saw, it was a ripper fight.
Corey's always in good fights, isn't he? And I'm not just saying this because you guys are here, but it's very rare that you're going to go, it's Barrett fighting, it's going to be a boring fight. He just does not. He does, for some reason, I reckon he could fight someone and go, he's going to win this by a mile.
For sure.
He would still make it a fight. He'd find a way to make it difficult, so it's exciting.
For sure.
That's
what you get when you punch on in the streets of Cranbourne from all night long. That's what you get. I think Corey's had more fights than all of us put together, really.
No doubt.
For sure.
He loves it too, doesn't he? Like he's a good personality, and crowd got into it, and it was good to see him. Good to see the fight, and it was a good win for Corey.
For sure. So being, you were saying before, you've nearly watched over 1,000 fights, or been
I would definitely watch 1,000 fights, but I've been official on it, roughly 1,000 fights.
Official, yeah. You think Corey's starting to get right up there now? You know what I mean? So we're seeing some sort of semi-main event material to main event?
Oh, look, I guess that's up to the promoters, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not my call.
Yep.
The criticism for Corey would be he does make the fights probably harder than they need to be.
Yep.
Which,
sure.
That's frustrating for us.
Which I could only imagine how frustrating that would be. And he's tall and rangy, and and yet he'll want to stand and punch up with them. And I get it, because I was it was the same criticism that was levelled at me during my career. It was like, why would someone who's I was a 5'10.5" lightweight.
Yep.
But we go, well, all you can do is box and move. I said, it's boring. It's batshit to watch someone box and move. I wanted to stand and trade.
Yeah.
So I think Corey's got a bit of the same. Like, he's like, yeah, sure, I could fight. I could, throw long straight kicks and long punches and I'll win this. But it'll be boring.
Think he actually wants to get punched just to say, like,
to get him going.
Come on, give me one. I reckon that's what he actually does.
Yeah.
So I'm not avoiding the question as to whether he should be stepping up to being, or your question about whether he's. I'm just saying that he's definitely exciting to watch. So any promoter that says, I've got Corey on the show, you're going to put bums on seats because people love watching him fight.
Yeah, for sure. I love hearing the chant, Corey,
Corey.
Yeah.
We love it, boys.
They
get behind all us too, don't they? Eh?
For sure. Yeah. Okay, fight 11, Ramesh Habib versus Ben Kant. So this was the KO as well.
Cracking KO. This was an amazing KO.
Yep.
People have probably seen it online because it's doing the rounds. It was a great showreel knockout, but. He's hurt him with the right hand.
Yeah, that's right.
And wobbled him.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of looked at him like, you're going to drop, are you?
Yeah.
And he's bang caught with the kick. And it was, lights out.
With a name like Headhunter, you think he's going to kick you in the head all the time.
Look, Ben was okay. He was down for a little while, but, they attended to him really quickly. He got up and he was fine. But, it was a big knockout.
Awesome. Fight 12, Alexandros Petrulius. What a name. What a name, Alexandros Petrulius.
He's definitely
You couldn't get more Greek than that, could you?
Yeah, no, that was great. That was
we
a
didn't
mouthful.
know that's what his name was.
I didn't. I thought it was just Alexi, but yeah, I saw Alexandros. What a great name. Versus Ben Lucas. I thought it was a great fight. I was watching backstage. I thought it was an awesome fight.
That was a really
good
good
Muay
fight,
Thai fight, I think.
And Alexi's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Now he's he's very good at what he does. And, just puts it together really well. Did what he had to do to win the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
It was competitive. It was a really good competitive fight.
Yeah.
But again, I think he just edged out enough to get
Is
the
he
win.
still selling coffee?
I think so.
I think he's a barista.
I think he's
Really?
he is.
You complain about your coffee.
Yeah.
Give
Give you a hiding.
I tell you what, some of these coffees that people drink, I reckon they could do with a good elbow. There. Could I have a soy latte with a half?
It's ridiculous.
It's like, just whack.
I think he did really well. Ben Lucas was quite visibly bigger too. He was massive.
He was a big
It's
unit.
one thing.
I don't think he come in on weight either.
No, he was over.
He was
definitely over.
by a
Yeah,
couple hundred grams or something.
couple
like
hundred.
Might actually be on there. No, because of the Wayne being. Yeah, no.
He was much, and I've said it once before, and I say it every time. That Alexi's best trait is he does not care who he fights. He does not care.
He never has he?
He doesn't care. Like he's just an absolute warrior, and I think it's awesome. I think he does really well. And the main event, Indigo Boyd versus Chris Nguyen. I think just Indigo didn't come to fight, unfortunately, and Chris got the better of him.
A bit harsh on himself there, but look, Chris is a good fighter, and I think he's improving too. Yep. Like he's getting better, and he probably. I don't know if he'd admit it, but I reckon he probably had a bit of a flat spot in his career. He's coming through as a kid, going really well, hit a bit of a flat spot, and he's just kind of on that hit that next level of elevation again. He just seems to be improving and getting better. In fact, that whole gym actually is on a bit of a roll at the moment, isn't it?
Doing really well.
I'd like to see if they bring anyone through though. I'd like to see a few more come through. Like that's we spoke about in the early episodes with Young Bulls and stuff like that. It's a shame that those sorts of gyms aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
I believe they've changed location now. A-Blades have gone somewhere else.
Yeah, they have.
Okay.
So that also can be a little bit of a problem for the gym. But back on the Chris, like he's fought some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've thrown him in the deep end, and hopefully now he gets back to where he needs to be.
Yeah. So all in all, I think it was a great show. I enjoyed it.
Even though he came second in the fight.
Came second in the fight. I thought other than that, it was a good show. I was pretty happy we got Corey got a trophy that was nearly bigger than me. So
I think actually Blair come up to me and said well done later on, which was
bullshit.
No, I'm serious.
You're kidding.
Like he actually wants to eat me at Wayne, and then later on he said how you going.
So scared to go talk to him.
Yeah,
he feels like he's gonna headbutt you or something.
he's definitely got some issues, that lad.
Yeah.
Look, from our point of view, because we've got to deal with all the trainers and stuff. So there are some that are pretty aggressive and it is a passionate sport, and people do get passionate about particularly their fighters. But it can be difficult when people are related to fighters too, which obviously happens. You're dealing with people's kids, and they don't like it when when they say. And it's interesting how some of them will say things like, my fighter's a bleeder, so make sure you let the doctor know that if he gets a bad cut, it's okay. We'll stop it. It's like, mate, the doctor wants to stop the fight.
Is that something you've actually heard before?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
You can believe some of the things I've heard.
Just let it go until he's dead. Just keep pushing him in there.
That's what I said on the last Warriors Way with Indy and Ramesh. I said, my fighter, his arms break a fair bit, so just let it go.
Just let it go. He'll be right.
Well, I think that's fair. I mean, he's got another one, isn't he? It's only one arm that breaks.
Yeah, that should be fine. So one question I have for you, I don't know if really you can answer it, but why isn't there, so in the boxing there's the Australian champion, Victorian champion, it's just outright. Why isn't there an Australian ranking system in Muay Thai, K1, kickboxing? Is it simply just because there's not enough manpower, there's no one to do it? Or why isn't there like you look at Box Rec and we've got, the champion, number 1, number 2, number 3. Why isn't there one for Muay Thai?
Boxing's had the money behind it for a lot longer, so that's probably the main. And BoxRec's a fantastic feature because people can just log on and see everything. So it's really good and very helpful for us from a boxing point of view.
Yep.
Yet actually, you get the criticism you get a lot around matchmaking is that how come in Muay Thai they can put together a show like that the other night, have 13 fights, really well matched.
Yep.
When's the last time you went to a boxing show and saw 12 fights all evenly matched?
Yep.
We're not box rec. We're just putting this together out of And it's like, it's a good point.
Paper,
maybe money has something to do with it. The fact that there isn't a lot of money in Muay Thai, so guys are going to fight for the glory rather than for the money.
Yep.
Whereas in boxing, people may be trying to protect their record a little bit more and take on.
Do you think that would benefit the sport, having an outright Australian champion instead of 10 different champions?
But look at boxing where you got that many different organisations and people fighting for regional titles that are in many respects then they're rubbish is too strong a term for it. But the credibility it takes away the credibility for everybody. So somebody could be fighting for a XYZ Wheaties box title, and and it's like, well, so what? And somebody else can be fighting for having a really hard fighting for a title, and you're going, well, how do you know the difference? The general public can't tell one from the other. So the fact that there is a lot of information out there can actually be worse rather than better.
Is there any talk at all of there possibly being a ranking system for?
Look, there's groups trying to put together, WMC,
so it'd be private. It wouldn't be a part of the.
We would never. So we don't do it now. So the boxing, the Professional Boxing Combat Sports Board doesn't. We don't have anything to do with titles or organisations or sanction or anything like that. So that's completely removed because that way there's no bias. There's no we basically don't care is probably but we literally don't care. Like on a lot of our sheets at weigh-ins and stuff, people go, they come and say, who's fighting for the titles? I don't know. I don't care. I'm there to weigh them in to make sure that they meet the requirements of they meet their requirements under the Act. That's our concern, not who's number one and what title, what this you say fighting this weight, do it.
Who deals with it on the boxing side of things, as in the Australian champions?
So Australian National Boxing Federation
that's the one.
does. So the ANBF do the boxing, so Australian titles and Victorian titles.
So is there anything stopping someone creating the ANMTF?
No, there's not.
There's not?
No.
Anyone can start it.
I think WMC is probably the closest thing to it.
To a ranking system,
And the K1. So K1, interestingly, K1 is actually a brand. It was a Japanese fighting brand that came out. So at one stage there, and they've disappeared, so you can use the word K1, but at one stage there, you weren't allowed to say K1. Yeah. We had to say modified kickboxing or something because K1 was actually a brand.
The brand name, It was just that well known that they made it K1.
It's like people with MMA, people call that UFC.
Yeah.
You're going to the UFC. Well, no, I'm going to MMA.
Yeah.
UFC is when UFC comes to town. That is a brand.
Yeah. That's really exciting knowing that someone can just start ANKF. And that's the Australian National.
You shouldn't have brought that up, mate.
I think I know my next project. Make a ranking system.
Lightweight will be Indigo Void, number one.
I might be cruiserweight too.
You'll be champion across all of them.
Middleweight, cruiserweight, hot heavyweight. That's awesome.
There's also some talk about trying to build something like a box rec for other combat
that
sports.
Would be box rec global, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would be a massive thing.
It'd be a huge thing, but what the idea is, what about start it in Victoria and get Victorian fighters on there and then expand it to Australia and then expand it to New Zealand and just build it out from there.
I think that'd be awesome.
It'd be good if someone can pull it off.
Yeah. Another question that I wanted to ask you just personally, do you think judges follow the rule set by the board, or do you think they follow their own rule set? So do they score via their own point system in their head?
Look, I think...
so do you think some judges score sweeps higher than others?
Look, I think there's probably a natural... slight natural bias that everyone's got. Yep. And I don't think you can't really avoid that. I mean, that's human nature. What we do though to try and get consistency, it's working really, really well, is we do a pre-promotion meeting with all the judges, referees, and remind them that this is the rule set. Yep. So this is we've got little books now that all the judges have got, and the idea is they take those to the fights. They can read it beforehand. They can freshen it, and that basically tells them what the criteria is and what things score more.
Just give them a little refresher.
And some people bring it, some people don't. But by having the meeting beforehand, it kind of just zones everybody in.
Yeah.
It's
on what what's going on.
It's a bit like you turn up to fight.
Yep.
You don't just rock up, get in the ring.
Yeah.
You do your warm up and you get your head in the right space, and then,
so the judges
you get
have
in.
that process as
so
well.
we've got the same process.
Yeah. I can't help. I might be biased for us, but I can't help but think some judges have a different description in their head as to what an effective punch is. You know what I mean? So some might say that I've punched him square in the face and that's an effective punch, but some might say it's just a punch, like it doesn't score very high. You know what I mean? So
maybe we should punch them in the face.
A couple times.
It's a really, really good point.
Yeah.
So the idea is, or basically it is, that a punch, and you can't. You're right. The judges can't feel it, so they can't tell a jab from a big right hand.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of seeing the impact that it has. But in essence, a right hand or a punch that has impact, where it doesn't matter what it is, but a punch that has impact is a high scoring technique.
Yep.
And it would score more than just a little leg kick that does nothing. So
there's also another thing on here. I saw that a kick that lands flush in the ribs or the stomach or whatever, that's effective, is awesome. But a kick that also lands on their arms or anything is still judged just as highly, just still scored just as highly.
It is, because the effort to get a kick to the body it's the same effort and the same impact. As long as it has impact, if you catch the kick and it has no impact, then you're not going to score it.
Yeah.
But if you catch a kick and it breaks your arm, that's a bloody good kick. Because the impact of that kick should have stopped you, as it turns out. But the impact of that kick is that it's had a massive effect.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's got to be a really good scoring manoeuvre.
Yeah. So in saying that, someone throwing a massive hook and their hands up and they cover it, but they stumble, that should in turn be scored as an effective punch. Would you say?
Oh, if you went with that logic, yes, but generally it's not, because the punch doesn't have the same force as a kick. And you basically, a lot of times the kick, it's the shin that's catching on the arm, which is causing the damage, where a glove being caught on the other glove is not really. It might push you because it's got force in it, but it's not really going to have an impact.
I see.
But if it had an impact, if it went through you, if it was strong enough to go through your glove and you caught it and it still rocked you, then it would be a scoring punch.
I see what you mean. I did have. There's one question that's been sent in by someone that listens. For you personally, he said, if you could fight any lightweight now in your prime, who would it be? So from the era of now, who would you fight?
From?
Jake Gathercole.
Thank you very much.
It's my era was a very different era, and I think that most of the guys,
you got to call someone out. Who you calling out?
Most of the guys getting around now would probably have kicked my ass, to be honest. I don't really pick a name, and I'll tell you how I would have fought it.
Riverdaz.
In
a boxing fight.
In a boxing fight, well, that would be an advantage. Though River's got very good hands.
Yep.
But
you punch fuck out of him. That's
what
you're trying to say.
If I had to fight River, I would. I'd probably want to set him up with the jab, and I'd want to be just moving away from his power punch, because he's got reasonably quick hands. He's got some fairly good power in it. So I'd probably be trying to step across and make sure I wasn't getting caught by his right hand.
Yep. But, no worries.
But
so
then I'd be
in short term, you punch shit out of him.
Too tall and rangy, punch shit out of him.
See that, Riff? Hear that, Riff? He punched shit out of
That River.
That's awesome. All right, that's been ages. So we'll call it there. Just quickly, just wanted to thank my sponsors: Beast Fight Club, Elite Fight Nutrition, Warner Building and Constructions, and Flow Phonics. Use code word Beastkid when you purchase your earbuds. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it, answering all the questions.
Thanks, Indigo. I've had a ball. It's been great fun.
Not
Thanks, Barry. Good to see you.
Thanks, mate. You can go wherever you want. If you need to lift somewhere, that's no worries. See you later, guys.
You want a cup, Jenna?